So there's a bit of a glare here. I can't move the camera to where it won't do that. And then you've also got the reflection of my glasses. But I've moved the phone around a few times, and this is pretty much as good as it's getting for right now. It's too cold to sit outside. So this is what you get. I'm going to be setting up my camera in the house and making videos to try to avoid this, because I'm not sure how bad the quality is going to be with this once, you know, everything is said and done. But anyways, I want to touch base on like just a few things. You know, I said I was going to make another Pigeon Forge video. I want to, and I'm going to put some highlights in this video right here, right now. And I don't have notes this time, guys. I am so unprepared. I do like to have notes so that I can talk to you guys and stay on track, and I know what I've talked about and where I'm going with things, because my brain's all over the place. And my memory is not what it used to be. It used to be so much better, and I could remember things to the exact detail. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I can't. I barely remember yesterday's details, so we're gonna wing it, and hopefully it goes well. So I know that I had talked about kind of some hotels and stuff. I do have at least 2 more. One of them, well, maybe 3. Okay, so one I want to talk about is the Wilderness of the Smokies. I, straight off my mind, do not remember if I discussed this one at all last time, but I'm going to go into it a little bit this time. The thing about the Wilderness of the Smokies is it is extremely popular. Keep that in mind. If you schedule there, it is very, very, very popular. But that's not the thing that really got me. It's the thing that I have a big family, obviously, and I booked a suite. And it took me a while to figure out where the bed was, okay? And you people who are chuckling because you've stayed there, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Why is the bed like that? So you go in, right? And it's got the bathroom kind of behind the door when you come in, and you go in, and like we got a kitchen, because when I go, we actually only stayed one night this time because we were passing through and we were going to Charlotte and we just wanted to do something fun for the kids. This has been a while ago, but anyways, so it has a kitchen. I like to cook because that saves money. Anyways, so it's got the kitchen. It's pretty small. The table's like literally in the kitchen. It's like a little area, but you know, anyways. And then it's got like a little living room, and then it's got 2 doors, one on each side, like right here and right here. So I thought, okay, it's a bedroom, right? Like there's a bedroom. And I knew the sofa pulled out, and I tried this door and it didn't open, tried this door, it didn't open. So those are adjoining apparently to the other places, and that's the entirety of the room. It's literally maybe even smaller than a regular hotel room in my opinion. If not, it's the same size, and it's a suite, but I couldn't find the bed, and turns out there is what looks like a wardrobe in the living room, and the bed comes out of it and lays down, and that's where the bed is. Okay, but I didn't know that, and they don't really tell you that. I guess they kind of figure maybe people have more common sense than I do, because maybe you're supposed to know that. I don't know. I didn't check there. That's where it was. So there's that. It is really small. So there's 5 of us, and it was pretty small. I think it's probably meant for like 4 people, but my daughter is small. Anyways, yeah, I'm not really sure. Even if it's still pretty small. It's really nice though. It's really clean. It's a really clean hotel. Everything like that. However, the only other thing, and I've never been to another indoor water park, so I cannot speak as if this is a negative thing, but the indoor water park, besides being extremely crowded, which I would assume is probably everywhere like that, it was like kind of hard to breathe. It's like humid in there. I would assume that's probably normal too, because like chlorine and a bunch of people, and like they've got it heated in there so that it's not cold. But it was kind of humid. But anyways, moving on. So the other one is called Econo Lodge on the River. It's very nice. I like it. It's not, you know, like it's a regular hotel room. It's nothing like super fancy, but it's got like this wooden cabiny type feel to it. It is not terribly priced, but it's not, it depends. Like it's one of the hotels. I mean, all the hotels in the area, like if you're going down, especially around like Rod Run, you're going to pay a ton. But it's not something that's like extremely expensive outside of those time frames. It is a little bit more expensive than some, but it's not terrible. Anyways, it's literally right off and kind of under the road. It's in a good location. The indoor pool is amazing. It's got a really, really good indoor pool. So that one's a good one. And then the third one I haven't stayed at, and I'm not saying that it's good or bad because of what it is, because it's called the Margaritaville Compass or something like that. Here's what I think. I've looked it up. It doesn't seem terribly pricey right now, but obviously I've looked it up for the summertime too, and it does obviously go up into kind of some crazy numbers depending on when you want to go. My thing with this is it does have things for kids to do. Like, that was kind of what intrigued me to it, was like they have this indoor play area with slides and stuff like that, and that seems fun and all, but it's a Margaritaville hotel. So I'm trying to figure out, like, during the summer, do I want to be there with my kids and a bunch of people who's drinking? I'm not really sure how those two things kind of connect. We don't drink, so I don't even see the reason really. If you were going during an off time and stuff, maybe. I don't know how to speak on that, but it is a really nice one that is opened up. It's opened up above a Gorilla Taco. I think that's what it's called. And that's also new. So it's something for some people to look into. I just don't know about those two things mixing, like family life and with the drinking and how rowdy drinking people can be. And then I know that that's like the whole vibe of Margaritaville, right? Like Jimmy Buffett and 5 o'clock somewhere. And I don't know how well that would work out, but it did look extremely clean. I've watched some videos on it, and everything. And it did have like a pretty spacious, place for like larger families to stay. So it's something to look into. I'm trying to think. I don't think we talked about Parrot Mountain. I did make a list of this. I swear I did. But if I'm talking about it again, sorry. So Parrot Mountain, Braden absolutely loves it. He loves birds. And it's a place where you can, I believe if you're older or like have some type of disability, that you might be able to get a ride on a golf cart. We have not, because we travel very slowly, and Braden has not been since he's had rods. So I don't know how well that would work, but if we take our time, I think we would still be able to manage it without a golf cart. But I think that is available. But it is uphill. So if that's something that would hinder you or would be hard for you, the whole thing. And it's, if you're going in the middle of summer, it's brutal. I won't lie. I had a toddler when I went, and carrying her through half of that was okay. It's hard enough for me to carry my own weight around in the heat and up a hill, and then adding hers to it. But it was fun. It's a lot of fun. You can go in and feed birds. You get this little warm thing of nectar, and you hold it, and they get all over you. I mean, like in your face, and they like lick you all over, and my kids loved it. Braden especially loved it. You get to interact with a lot of the different birds. You get to see a lot of birds. You get to hold birds in several different areas. And then the best part, in my opinion, is at the end. If you could just go to the end, that would be great. You go in, there's baby birds, and there's birds up for adoption. And you can go in there and you can play with them. You can hold them, and they're all friendly, and they all want to be touched and held and played with. And you can watch them play, and you can like reach down in there. You can buy them. My husband was looking at one and was just curious, was like, oh my goodness, this one, like the whole time we were in there, it like rode on his shoulder, and it just wanted to be with him the whole time. So he was like, oh, that's cute. But he was $10,000 for a bird. So, I mean, I don't know what they're worth, but apparently that one was like gold. But it was very sweet and cute and loving and everything. So that's a place that I would highly recommend. It's great and amazing, and I love it. I really do. I think it's great. We probably dabbled on go-karts. There is a new go-kart track that's opening up. I don't think it's finalized yet. And then there's a lot of other go-karts. Like a lot of go-karts. It ranges from like small children being able to go-kart to, I think they have like this one's called Extreme Go-Kart Racing. Oh no. So they have that too. And then they have the new one. They have mountain coasters. They have a new mountain coaster where you can race next to each other, It's not open that I know of right now, but it does seem fun. Eventually, I would like to take another trip when things with Braden's medical stuff kind of slows down. I'd like to take another trip. I'm going to make a video of what we do and kind of like take you guys around. That's something that I would really like to do. I'd like to do that. So anyways, I'm trying to think though, like I really did make videos. There's a Shoney's. There's two Shoney's actually. And like, I mean, they are, chains, but they're really good. They're not expensive. They're buffets. They have breakfast buffets and dinner buffets, like, and lunch. So they have all day buffets, and honestly, for the price, you can't beat it. They have Golden Corrals too, which, depending on what time you go, it's not that bad. It's really not. They have CC's Pizzas. They have stuff like that. You know, you don't have to go and spend a whole bunch of money. They have supermarkets where you can go and buy stuff and make stuff. I budget. I learned how to budget a long time ago, and sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's penny pinching when you go on vacation. I mean, obviously we have a big family, but you can do it. You really can. And you can still have a lot of fun on a small amount of money. You just have to know what you're doing, and you just have to plan things accordingly. You really have to look into things before you go, especially to Pigeon Forge, because things kind of change on their schedules and everything. But it is a lot of fun. It's someplace I've been going since I was a kid, so it does, you know, that like feeling for me. My husband had actually never been until we met, and we met at 16, so we were still kids, and we went for the first time, and we've went quite a few times now together. So it's a place that you want to go back to. It's a place that no matter how many times you go, there's always something to do that you haven't done before, and there's always something that you want to do that you did do. And like I've told you, there's so many places to mini golf. I personally think it's extremely expensive to mini golf, but I'm not a fan of mini golf. I don't really enjoy mini golf, so maybe if I enjoyed it more, it wouldn't be, but like $20 a person is roughly how much you're going to pay, and to me, that's just kind of for mini golf. But maybe if it's like your thing, maybe that's not that bad. I think I've talked about the Shark store. That's my kid's favorite souvenir store, like, possible. I don't know why. It was me and my husband's like first store that we went in together there, and then it became our thing to go to with the kids. It's just become our thing to go. We don't always necessarily get anything, but like I've told you guys, you know, we'll try to go in there and get at least one thing for the kids. It's like they know that that's where they're going to get like their one item or whatever. I don't know. I thought that sounds terrible. Not one item. I mean, like they get more stuff, but you know what I mean? You go to the, you know what I mean? They get more than just one item. Usually we end up with more than we ever needed when we go on vacation and stuff, but they know they only get like one item from that store because it's a souvenir store. It's a tourist trap store. Like that's what it's for. I highly doubt locals go in there often. I mean, they might, but I doubt that they go there religiously. They might. I'm trying to think of some other things, guys, because Pigeon Forge really brings me happiness. It's just like the absolute best, in my opinion. And we don't get to travel much for like fun. So thinking about it, it just makes me super happy. I love it. Pigeon Forge that's where it's at. I really do wish that I had brought my list though, because I would probably be talking about it instead of trying to catch my attention back on what I was talking about. I don't know if you guys know this, and you may or may not, but like at one of the hotels that I was telling you in the last one that we stay at a lot when we go, it's like the hotel of our choice, really. Outside of it was a train from Dollywood, and it has been there for like many years, and they moved it. They took it away, and they put it, I believe it's part of a museum now. But they just removed it. I'm sorry, I hear a geese? A goose. Oh my gosh, I said it twice. A goose. My neighbor has geese. There we go. My neighbor has geese at his pond over here, and they scream randomly. There's ducks too, but the geese sound like they're being like attacked at any given moment. And that's what I was like. Anyway, so they moved that, and that's like part of the whole, like, you know, because it's on this like side road, and the train has been there, and it's in the background of a lot of pictures of mine. So that's crazy that they moved it. But Dollywood still haven't done it. I want to. I really do. One day it's a goal. But for right now, we're sticking with Santa's Land. We still love that. It still does something for me every time we go. I don't wish that they would update it in perspective of like modernize it, but I wish they'd update it as in like paint stuff. Because the paint's been chipping since I was a kid. So a paint job would probably be beneficial. Let me know what you guys want to know more about, like as far as Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. I'm not like a super educated about Gatlinburg because we don't really travel there. In my personal opinion, I don't think that Gatlinburg is a place to go with children. Now, I know before you get some feathers ruffled, not everybody thinks that. I think it because it's right on the strip, and I feel like Pigeon Forge has a strip too, but it's like, I don't know, it's just the way it's set up. Like, the parking is crazy. You have to pay to park. There's almost no reason to park, so like you'd have to walk. I don't know, it's just laid out different than Pigeon Forge, and it's just not really, I don't really care for it that much. But I want to try Anakista. That's something that I would absolutely love to do. Me and my husband have rode the Gatlinburg, the Ober tram. I do not like heights at all, so that was not a fun experience. It's not fun for people who don't enjoy heights, but he's a trooper, and on the way back down, we stood by a window that was open in the back, and like he talked to me, and we just kind of looked for things, and we did it. I did it. But I just don't see two things. One, I don't see getting on the chairlifts. I don't. And people take their kids on the chairlifts. How do you do that? It scares me. Because my kids are nosy. My kids would be like, hi down there. And then just, no. It scares me. I don't like it. There's the Gatlinburg Bridge. My sister-in-law went on it. And she was telling me about it. I don't know if that's something I'll ever do either. Especially that one part's glass. But it sways. That's the worst part, is I didn't think about it swaying. She's like, yeah, it's like sways slightly. You want me to be 4 billion feet up in the air and swaying back and forth? I don't think so. That don't interest me. My middle child's trying to get me on the Ferris wheel at the island. That might be something that I enjoy once I got into. But the first loop around, I need to do it because like that's all he wants to do every single time we even talk about Pigeon Forge. That's what he wants to do, is get on that thing. But have you guys seen that Ferris wheel? I don't know how tall it is, but geez, dude, I don't know if I can do it. Maybe if I get up there and just close my eyes. I mean, I'm there, right? That's what counts. I don't know if I could stand it. He's my daredevil, though. He likes stuff like that. He loves heights. He loves everything like that. Side note, real quick, and then I'm going to end the video because I don't really know what else to talk about. But you guys leave questions for me about Pigeon Forge. If I know them, I'll answer them. If not, I'll try to find some kind of answer for you. Because I need happiness, right? I want to talk about it because I like it. But anyways, so we went. So my husband used to work out of town. And by out of town, I mean like a different state. And we used to travel to see him on the weekends he couldn't come home. So we would try to see each other as much as possible. And I would travel to him, and he was near Savannah, Georgia one time. And this was actually probably like the last trip I went down to see him before he ended up coming home. For some different reasons. I'll explain all that. I mean, it's fine. It's just, I was going through a lot health-wise, taking care of the kids by myself. Braden was having health issues, and like it was just kind of a toll on me, and it wasn't good for me. So he ended up switching and coming home and staying at home instead of working out of town. Anyways, we went to see him, and my husband was like, let's go to Savannah. Anyways, let's go to Savannah. And I was like, absolutely. But we're going to Tybee because I love the beach. He is not a beach person, but I am. I love the beach. Anyways, so he's like, yeah, sure, we'll go. we'll go to Tybee Island and we'll go see this, lighthouse. I was like, okay, sure, yeah, we'll go see it. No, he wants to climb it. I'm like, yeah, okay, this will be fun. I don't know if you guys have ever climbed a lighthouse. I don't know how old and athletic my husband thinks I am, because he must think that, I don't know who he thought he married, because we're going up through there and it is 9 bazillion degrees inside of this lighthouse. Okay, the stairs are this wide. There's other people. My boys are doing good. They're doing great. They're climbing it. There's so many. We get to a new level and I'm like, we're still not to the top yet. I'm dying. My heart's like pumping out my chest. I'm like, you know what? This is good for me. I can see out this little window here. They had those windows open like that was bringing some air in. A little square window was open. For what breeze? I don't know. They need fans. They need an air conditioner. They need, gosh, it was so hot in there. Anyways, I made it to the top, just in case anybody was curious. But anyways, the point behind this was we made it to the top, right? And I stepped out, took 2 pictures, and me and 2 of my kids went back in. And I was like, all right, that was fun, because like I was so high up that I started getting the wobbles. Like, if you're afraid of heights, you know what I'm talking about. I was like, oh, I can't do this. I'm going to fall. Like, the whole thing's wobbling. I can't stand it. So, me and 2 kids go back in, because I got one that's really tired, because my daughter, you know, is still really young, and she was, like, over it. And then Braden is like me and was like, no, I don't do heights. This is great. So, Jackson, my middle child, and my husband, they walk around the entire top of the, why can I not remember the name of it? I've said it like 4 times. The lighthouse. And they're looking at everything. And they love it. He's having a blast. Way up in the clouds of heaven. He's just having a great time. But he loves stuff like that. So I know I'm going to end up eventually having to get on this Ferris wheel. I managed to get out of the one at Santa's Land. And that one's probably not that bad. And I've been on it before at some point in my life. But the one at the island. Anyways, I'm going to end it here because it's really dark and this quality is probably not that great. So I'm going to end it here. And I want you guys to leave some stuff in the comments. Share my videos with people. Subscribe, like. Tell your friends, your family, whatever, to watch me in the background while they're doing some chores. Get me some likes and some views and help me grow my channel. And I'm sorry if the quality is really trashy, but I'll see you guys in the next one.